The brush touches the paper, and in that moment, a world of meaning emerges. Calligraphy is not merely writing, it is breathing life onto paper. When we practice shodo, the way of writing, we engage in a dance between ink, paper, and spirit. Consider the movement of the brush. It cannot hesitate or second-guess itself. Once the brush makes contact with paper, there is no turning back, no erasing what has been written. This teaches us that our actions in life carry weight and consequence. Each stroke must be deliberate yet flowing, controlled yet natural. In Japanese calligraphy we speak of kokoro mochi, the attitude of heart. Before making any mark, I prepare myself internally. I adjust my posture, straighten my back, and take several deep breaths. My breathing becomes calm and regular. My mind clears of distractions. Only then do I lift the brush. This preparation is not separate from the art. It is essential to it. The character I write begins forming long before the brush touches paper. It forms in my heart, in my breath, in the stillness I create within myself. Notice how I hold the brush, not with rigid fingers, but with a gentle firmness. Too tight, and the strokes become stiff and lifeless. Too loose, and they lack form and discipline. This balance mirrors how we might approach life's challenges, with both strength and flexibility. The rhythm of breathing influences the quality of each stroke. When I exhale, the brush moves downward, connecting with the earth. When I inhale, the brush lifts or changes direction, reaching toward heaven. Breath and movement become one unified expression. Many students focus only on creating beautiful characters, but they miss the deeper lesson. True mastery in calligraphy comes when you no longer think about technique, when your body, breath, and brush move as one. For over 30 years, I practiced writing the character for eternity every morning. My teacher would look at hundreds of my attempts and simply say, "Continue." I wasn't practicing to perfect a character. I was aligning myself with a cosmic rhythm, finding harmony between inner state and outer expression. When harmony exists between breath, posture, movement, and intention, something transcendent appears on the paper. The character becomes more than ink. It becomes a living testament to the moment of its creation. In Japanese calligraphy, we seek not perfection, but truth. This may seem strange to Western minds. Let me explain what I mean. When a student first comes to learn calligraphy, they often strive for perfect symmetry, even spacing, and flawless lines. They become frustrated when their characters do not match the examples in textbooks. But I tell them, look more closely at the ancient master's work. Do you see mathematical precision? No, you see life itself, with all its natural irregularity. The concept we call Wabi-Sabi teaches us to find beauty in imperfection, incompleteness, and impermanence. A slightly uneven stroke might capture more truth than a technically perfect one. The ancient masters could create perfectly balanced characters, but they chose instead to infuse their work with natural energy, what we call ki. One day, a talented young student showed me his work. His characters were technically excellent, balanced proportions, correct stroke order, precise angles. I asked him, "Where are you in these characters?" He looked confused. I explained that his writing showed great skill, but revealed nothing of his inner nature. It was calligraphy without soul. The next week, he returned after his grandmother had passed away. His writing that day was less controlled, with subtle trembling in certain strokes. Yet those characters possessed a profound quality his previous work lacked. His grief had opened a channel for authenticity that his pursuit of technical perfection had closed. In traditional Japanese aesthetics, we value what cannot be easily seen or explained. The empty space, ma, between strokes is as important as the strokes themselves. The character exists as much in the untouched paper as in the black ink. This teaches us about the importance of what remains unspoken, undone, untouched in our lives. The aged master's brush might shake slightly with the years, creating small imperfections. Yet these flaws reveal the human hand behind the art, the years of dedication, the truth of mortality. We do not hide these qualities. We honor them. When you study old calligraphy scrolls in museums, you'll notice many were created not to last forever. They accepted the natural fading of ink, the eventual deterioration of paper. This impermanence, mujokan, reminds us that beauty exists not despite transience, but because of it. Each stroke in calligraphy exists between two worlds: intention and action, thought and expression, the invisible and the visible. Once the brush touches paper, you enter a realm where thinking must cease and pure action must take over. This moment contains a profound spiritual lesson. Consider the Zen concept of ichigo ichie, one time, one meeting. It reminds us that each moment occurs only once. The calligrapher faces this truth with every stroke. There is no undo button, no eraser that can remove what has been written. Each mark is a permanent record of that unrepeatable moment. In the Rinzai Zen tradition, we speak of satori, sudden awakening. The calligrapher experiences something similar. After years of training, technical knowledge moves from the conscious mind to the body itself. The hand knows what to do without being told. This is not merely muscle memory, it is awakening to your true nature. I remember watching my teacher demonstrate the character for mountain. As his brush moved, something extraordinary happened. The mountain was not merely represented, it seemed to emerge from within him. His body became the mountain became his body. The boundary between subject and object disappeared. This state of unity has many names across traditions. Some call it flow, others no mind, or mushin. When writing in this state, the calligrapher, the brush, the ink, and the paper are no longer separate entities. They become one continuous reality, undivided by conceptual thinking. A student once asked me, "When will I know I have mastered calligraphy?" I showed him a simple character I had written and said, "Tell me, who wrote this character? Was it my hand, my brush, the ink, my years of practice, my teacher's guidance, the paper that received the ink, the ancient master who refined this style centuries ago, the birth of the universe that made all these things possible?" He had no answer. I told him, "When you realize that all these forces flow through you in the moment of creation, that you are both everything and nothing in that moment, then you will begin to understand mastery. The brush stroke captures not just a symbol, but a moment in time when all conditions came together in perfect alignment. This exact brush, this particular ink consistency, this specific paper texture, this unique state of mind, this unrepeatable breath. The calligrapher learns to surrender to this moment completely. The relationship between teacher and student in calligraphy is unlike modern educational approaches. When I began studying at age 20, my teacher did not give me complex characters or detailed explanations. For 6 months, I practiced only the most basic strokes: horizontal, vertical, diagonal. I grew impatient but continued. One day I asked him, "When will I learn to write actual characters?" He replied, "You are not yet ready to receive them." This answer frustrated me, but I later understood its wisdom. He was not teaching me calligraphy. He was preparing the vessel that would receive the teaching. In traditional learning, we speak of Ishin-Denshin, the transmission from heart to heart. Some knowledge cannot be conveyed through words or demonstrations alone. It passes directly from the teacher's spirit to the student's spirit through years of shared practice and observation. My teacher rarely praised my work. Once, after I had practiced a particular character hundreds of times, he glanced at my efforts and simply nodded slightly. That small gesture contained more meaningful approval than elaborate compliments. He understood that excessive praise could awaken ego and hinder progress. The ancient system of transmission we call Iamoto ensures that each generation preserves traditional forms while adding subtle innovations. This balance between preservation and growth mirrors the natural world. The tree remains true to its essential nature while adding new rings each year. After decades of strict adherence to traditional forms, the mature calligrapher may develop a personal style. This individual expression does not come from rebellion against tradition, but emerges naturally from complete absorption of it. The tradition lives through the individual, not despite them. I remember watching an elderly master in Kyoto. His body was frail, yet his brush moved with astonishing vitality. When asked about his technical approach, he smiled and said, "I no longer write characters. I allow them to write themselves through me." This is the ultimate relationship between tradition and expression. The student begins by copying the master. The intermediate practitioner develops technical skill and understanding. The advanced calligrapher transcends technique while honoring its foundations. The master becomes transparent, a clear channel through which the art flows without obstruction. This patient transmission across generations teaches us something essential about human knowledge. The deepest wisdom cannot be rushed, downloaded, or acquired through shortcuts. It must be absorbed slowly, embodied fully, and transformed personally before it can be passed on. The wisdom of calligraphy extends far beyond the art itself. Its principles can illuminate our entire approach to living. When we understand calligraphy deeply, we see that it offers guidance for navigating our complex modern world. Consider how you might bring the calligrapher's attention to ordinary activities. When washing dishes, can you experience each plate as a unique moment, worthy of your complete presence? When speaking with family members, can you listen with the same focused attention you would give to brush and paper? The calligrapher's relationship with mistakes provides another valuable lesson. In life, as in calligraphy, we cannot erase our actions. Yet the calligrapher learns to work with what emerges, finding beauty even in unexpected outcomes. Perhaps we might approach our own missteps with similar acceptance. Many struggle with balancing tradition and personal expression. Calligraphy shows us that these need not conflict. True creativity emerges not from rejecting what came before, but from fully absorbing it and allowing it to flow through your unique nature. Honor your teachers and ancestors while finding your authentic voice. The discipline of regular practice holds perhaps the most significant lesson. Meaningful growth rarely comes from sporadic effort, but from consistent daily engagement. My teacher once told me, 10 minutes of practice each day for a year will transform you more deeply than 10 hours of practice once a month. When facing difficult decisions, you might consider the calligrapher's mindset. Clear your space, adjust your posture, take deep breaths, and align your body and spirit before taking action. The quality of your preparation often determines the quality of what follows. Remember that in calligraphy, the space between characters holds as much importance as the characters themselves. Similarly, the pauses in our lives, moments of reflection, silence, and simply being, give meaning and context to our activities. Before closing today, I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you watching. Your kind comments have been a source of joy for me. Those who have subscribed to this channel allow these teachings to reach more people seeking deeper understanding. My sincere thanks to those who have supported this work through Super Thanks. Your generosity makes these videos possible. If you found value in today's teaching, perhaps you might consider leaving a comment, sharing how calligraphy's wisdom resonates with your own journey. May the harmony of brush, ink, and spirit bring peace to your life.